Good day everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the Vise Squad, brought to you by Dr. Slick Tools and Togens Fly Shop. This week, we've done it before. The Doc Spratley was asked a while back to tie some on a jig hook, so this is what we came up with, and they fish pretty darn good through the ice, which is kind of where we're at in Alberta right now. Starting to wind down, but fishing bugs through the ice is a ton of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, this is a size 8 90-degree jig hook by Mustad. I'll add the hook number. It's size 8? Yeah, size 8. Anyway, that's a 532 tungsten bead in copper. We've got some 140 denier olive green UTC. So we'll start that behind the bead. And build a little bit of a thread down there to stop that bead from rolling back. We'll get rid of our tag, and then we'll just work that thread all the way to the back. And I'll stop right around the bend. For the tail, we're going to use some Mallard flank in natural white, and I've got, I don't know if you can pick that up, about that many, half an inch worth, sticking straight off the side of the stem. I'll hold them, that'll keep all our tips straight, more or less, like so. And we'll just put those right on the top side or bottom side, however you're looking at it, of that hook. And we're just gonna tie those in, and what I'm gonna do is tie them in all the way forward, all the way up to that bead. Leave those feathers in there, it's just a little easier to get the body nice and symmetrical and smooth, instead of having a bit of a hump in it. Next, we're going to grab a piece of wire. This is size small copper wire. I'm going to tie that in on the far side for me. So just spin the vise around, and I'm going to tie that, try and tie it right down the side of that hook shank. When I tie these in, I like to uncord my thread, so spin it counterclockwise so it lays nice and flat. This makes it easier later when we want to build up that nice thread body. And you can see that now, it's going right down the side. I'll go right to the back. Next, we will just continue with our thread, and we're going to build up a nice smooth body on a little bit of a taper at the front. Alrighty, so now we've got that built, we'll take our wire. I'm going to start counter wrapping that, and making nice even wraps. Try and get the spacing about even. The grand scheme of things probably doesn't matter, but they look nicer if they are. I'm going to wrap this all the way up to the bead, and I have found that when I tie this off, if I'm all the way up to the bead, that wire slips backwards a little less. I like to put my thumbnail on there, on that wire, just to hold it nice and straight. And I'll put some really nice, good binding wraps in there. That'll hold that in there nice and tight when you want to spin it out. Next, we'll just bring our thread back a little bit. And we're going to grab, this is a white saddle hackle feather. I'm going to grab a pinch of barbels off the side. Something like that. About the same as what I used for the tail. And try and keep those tips all nice and even as well. And when I tie those in, I want them just about the length of the body, maybe a little bit shorter. And if you tie it behind where that wire has come over, it's going to help you give that little flare. If it doesn't, you could always add a thread wrap underneath the feathers to get them to flare out. Switch in there and snip those out. Next, we're going to spin that over. And we're going to grab, this is a yellow dyed pheasant tail. I'll grab, that's probably about an inch worth of that feather. And we're going to clump them all together. I'm going to make that top wing. I like to make it just go beyond the hook bend. So I'll tie those in. Snip them out. I'll just kind of clean that up. And if we come in here and throw some thread wraps in underneath, that'll help hold that up. Like so. Alright, next we're going to grab some dubbing. This is Togens branded burnt orange prism dubbing. Looks pretty cool. A nice color to it and lots of shimmer in it. So grab just a little pinch. Don't need a whole bunch behind the head here, or behind the bead, sorry. I'll just lay down that dubbing. And then we'll just put a couple whip finishes in. I'm going to do 2 whip finishes, probably 3 or 4 or 5 turns each. Really make it solid. Like that. There we go. Jigged Doc Spratley. I tie them in all sorts of colors. We've done them in orange with a hollow tinsel body, and in black, and this olive color, yellow, red. They're fun little flies to fish. They look really good jigging on the bottom. At any rate, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, hit the bell. That'll give you any alerts on all the upcoming content. There's lots of new stuff going on. We got another new one, the Women's Fishing Network, which looks like there's going to be some pretty awesome content on. Definitely worth checking out. Please go to the store, fishingandoutdoors.ca for Canada, and .net, I believe it is, for the US. Rick will put the links up here, and you can check out our sponsors, supplies, materials, tools, and everything on our store. Doesn't cost you any more to visit them through our store, but it definitely helps us keep things rolling here. So at any rate, until next week, everyone, thank you so much.